session. Another 6 frames to come. 11 the target to be crowned champion and pick up that cool check for £200,000. O'Sullivan to get us underway in frame number 5. Just before they resume, during our commercial break, we brought you highlights of last year's International Championship final. Mark Selby just pipping John Higgins to the post. And, of course, that's our next big tournament. The China Championship starts a week tomorrow here on Eurosport. We'll bring you coverage throughout the week. And it's the last title, Neil, that former world #1 Selby has to defend.
Yeah, which is quite hard to believe when you think how prolific a winner he's been in the last 5 years or so. He was world #1 at that point by a mile, and now he's down to world #6. And it's a bad shot from Shaun Murphy there. I don't know quite how he's stuck that red. Yeah, I mean, just briefly on that before we see O'Sullivan start his break. Mark Selby's not even in the Champion of Champions yet, and that is amazing when you think that he would have been multiply entered into it in previous years.
One.
This man he's the defending champion of an event that I was going to say he owned, but of course he hasn't won it every year. They put the Rico in Coventry in the UK.
Six.
Won it in dramatic fashion last season, of course, in the final frame decider against Kyron Wilson. Rode his luck a bit.
7.
A key fluke in the penultimate frame from memory. Proved to be very significant.
Yes, and of course the year before it was the man he's playing today who beat him, Shaun Murphy, in that final. But that was a very important 4th frame that O'Sullivan won, because things were getting quite serious, 3-0 down, and for all the world it looks as if it was going to be 4-0. I think it's already proving to be a very absorbing match, this.
Thirteen.
It was easily the most fluent snooker that O'Sullivan has produced in this final so far. That break of 61
20.
to get himself a foothold in this final.
One.
He was arguably outplayed in the first session yesterday. Neil Robertson ended up winning it 5-4 despite his tip problems. Managed to win 3 of the last 4 frames of that session despite losing a big chunk out of his tip. Of course, in the end, O'Sullivan was able to turn it around.
I'm not sure he's on one there. I mean, it didn't look the easiest shot to get the reds open. And if anyone knows how to do it, it's the man behind the cue, O'Sullivan. He's brilliant at all of that. But there was a situation where even he couldn't get the reds into potable positions. So we played 10 frames and we played the remaining 11 in the evening session, which is, if you're in Europe, of course, over the course of our afternoon. Wow, what a shot.
One.
What a shot. This is going to be a great final. It really is. It's already shaping up with a few talking points, turning points. What could have been 4-0. I mean, O'Sullivan could have won any one of the first 3 frames, which he lost it also. So that's the other side of the coin. It's an argument that if Murphy's going to win, he had to make the kind of start he has. If he'd have been 3-1 or 4-0 down, it's probably lights out. But it isn't. And Murphy's playing better than I've seen him for quite some time.
And he's such an asset to the game when he is playing like this. He's one of the most watchable players in the game of snooker because of the way he cues. Very easy on the eye with the way in which he goes about his business. He's always been an attacking player. That's when he's at his best, when he's going for his shots, scoring heavily. Closing in on 500 career centuries now, Murphy. 494 on the roster, 5 of which have been made this week.
10.
Sullivan back in his chair for now. How well did he strike that one?
Fabulously well. And also, I think even better, Philip, is the angle he's got from blue to bunch. Yeah, this is just wonderful cueing. Well, he's unlucky. He deserves to be on something. I wonder if that very bottom red goes.
16.
But no, a little shake of the head suggests that's no good. I don't think you can do much more than that. The cue was not left the middle of the table when hitting the pink, so he could have been on one, but he isn't. Well, whether he likes it or not, now he's got to slip in the safety shot, and it's going to have to be a good one. These are the little moments where you really have to give it extra, because Sullivan's long game seems to be getting better. Cue ball down in that top left pocket, somewhere in that little area would be good, I think. The red over the pocket's no good.
Shaun,
He needs cover.
16.
Well, a little risky. Don't think he's left the red. The other problem is a thin safety off the left side of the 2 reds by the pink. You've got to avoid the black and the red on the left cushion. Well, he'll try and do that again. And the problem is, he wanted to shift that red. He didn't see a safety shot involving leaving that red there. But I tell you, how on earth did he miss it on the way up and the way back down?
One. Shaun, off 1.
Well, well, well. Well, that was a golden chance. I know the black and the red were tied up, but the other balls in the middle of the table were very gettable. I know that if he pots the pink, it ties itself up. But he could have played on the blue.
1.
And now he's really left O'Sullivan the red that was tying the pink up there. So he's given him a gift.
Seven. 8. 14. 15.
'Played that well. It's himself close to the red, which means he's got an angle to do just about whatever he likes here. And significantly and crucially, he won't need the red by the black, but he will need an angle on the blue. Now, how does he keep the break going from here? To hit this very hard. Now, which red can he play on?
26.
Well, if he's on the right-hand red of the two, that is a sensational positional shot. What a shot he played on the blue
27.
there. I'm not sure the red and the black, the red by the black went anyway. That was a fabulous shot in the end. Only O'Sullivan could think of that. He was almost straight on the blue, but he found an angle.
$32.
Not over the line yet. Oh, but he is now. He's starting to turn it on. It's only a small break, this, but I tell you, there's been some shots in it.
Yeah, O'Sullivan has really upped his level in the last two frames, and he's punishing Shaun Murphy for the short-range miss on the pink when he had the first opportunity in this frame, just as he did in the previous one.
Well, O'Sullivan has only just looked to see if that red passes the black. So that tells me the shot on the blue around the angles.
35.
He played on that red, and there's only one place he could have got on it. The two reds close together, and that was where he finished. That was terrific stuff.
35.
A very effective break of 35. A telling contribution from Ronnie O'Sullivan to put him very much in the box seat to win his second straight frame. Well, roars from the crowd, but Murphy needs a high-value colour to have a chance of getting back into this.
Well, they loved it, but it was absolutely the last thing he wanted, that red going in. The crowd were hooting and hollering. They loved the shot, but Murphy not amused.
Pink ball.
41, the difference. Only the colours left. This has got to go in.
Show me for 1.
Well, he doesn't concede frames when it's his opponent's shot, but Murphy has given the frame up in his mind.
And you just wonder if Murphy has missed the boat here a little. 3-0 up. O'Sullivan hadn't settled. Murphy much the stronger. Couple of 60 breaks, including that steal to the black in the second frame. And he's had clear chances in the two frames that have followed. But he's lost both of them. And O'Sullivan has begun to play. Still very early in this final. 11 is the target this evening. But Murphy might have had a commanding advantage after 5 frames. Instead, it's going to be just one between them. Oh. The crowd enjoyed that little cannon from O'Sullivan. Battle well and truly joined now, just a frame between them. Murphy leads 3-2. In frame.